All right, folks, there's an ice storm coming. There's going to be snow. Do you cancel the fishing tournament? Hello, folks. Welcome to the Dieter Melhorn Fishing Podcast. Hope you're having a good day, whatever day it is that you happen to be checking out the channel. Even if it's getting ready to snow and get icy and a bunch of other bad weather. What I want to talk about today is fishing tournaments and when you cancel them, when you make the call to, we're not going to do this, or do you ever do that? Do you ever cancel a tournament? I want to get y'all's opinion on it. A lot of people have different views on it. If you fish them, if you're close to them, if you're traveling in, I want to get y'all's opinion after I basically give you my opinion on it. I want you to comment down in the comment section on what you think about it if you were in that situation. I want to thank the folks at Terra Wild for sponsoring this show. They are a maker of tactical gear. I have been trying out some of their tactical pants all fall during deer season, and I wore them up until it got really, really cold, and then I went to the fleece pants because I needed something a little bit warmer out there. This is just some tactical gear. Big pockets. These things even come with a nice belt. I was pretty impressed with that. And they make some good stuff. They got big, bulky pockets. They're cut really comfortably, if you're wondering. They are made of a ripstop material. Like any of you guys that have been in the military or bought any military clothing, a lot of the stuff is a ripstop material. Very comfortable. A lot of room in the knees and a lot of room in the hips and legs. So if you're bending, turning, ducking around on a boat, I wore them a lot. I liked them. They're very comfortable and they're very affordable. I'll put you a link where you can check out the company. They got some cool stuff. The belt's really cool. If I don't do anything else, I'm going to use the belt. I like the way that thing's made. Cool design to it. Locks in there. Very adjustable no matter what size you are. So yeah, check them out. TerraWild.com. Appreciate you guys sponsoring this video. But yeah, what made me think about this is there is a fishing tournament going on today and tomorrow in South Carolina called the Striped Bass Challenge. And as many of you know, you're watching this video, you may be getting hit or have been hit with some snow and some ice. It's coming up out of Texas. Texas got hammered pretty good coming by you guys in Alabama as I am taping this. You'll probably be covered with snow by tonight, and it's coming up through the Carolinas. So this tournament is going on, 2-day event, and the snow's going to be hitting them here in just a little bit after taping this, and possibly some ice. The forecast where we're at, like it is a lot of times, it's kind of up in the air. We're in an area here in the upstate of South Carolina, Charlotte region, I-85 corridor, where sometimes it's ice, sometimes it's snow, sometimes it's both, and it can be a nice fluffy, white, beautiful day, or it can be just a big old nasty mess. And anyway, it can be a dangerous situation, is what it comes down to. Because what's going to happen is if they're out there fishing today and they wrap up this afternoon, that's about the time all the snow and ice is going to be coming in. So you're left traveling home in these conditions. Same thing tomorrow. They're going to be starting before daylight. It's going to be down into the lower 20s tonight. Everything that falls is staying sticky, and it's going to be a mess. And we faced this before in the catfish world with some tournaments down on Wheeler, the Winter Blues deal down there several years ago. They had boats sink because of high winds. Those were hit with some high winds. It's almost like clockwork every year when they have that tournament. Even this year, they avoided the bad weather, but it was there like I think a day before, 2 days before they had some pretty good winds. So we faced that before, and nothing was changed then. And now they've I've been kind of outspoken about it, and that you need to have some backup plans for some of this stuff. And I think now they've actually made some accommodations to where they can fish a day early versus going into the next day. 'Cause a lot of these tournaments are on like a Saturday. And if you have people traveling in from out of town, they're traveling back home on a Sunday. So they've kind of got that blocked off. And now they've made it to where if it's looking like there's going to be bad weather on a Saturday, they're going to do the tournament on Friday, which I think is probably a good idea. So you basically just figure into your planning, you need to be in town and ready to go Thursday. If they don't fish Friday, then you've got an extra day to do some scouting and looking around. So I think it's a good strategy to have that fallback day. But I believe this Striped Bass Challenge is a 2-day event. I believe it's a Friday and a Saturday. So they're kind of against the wall there, backs against the wall. And, what do you do in that situation? This isn't a passing thunderstorm or a passing day of wind. This is something, and it's not something you can kind of duck out of for a little bit. You get some storms coming through. Let's say you got a line of severe thunderstorms, possible tornadoes. You can always say, hey, we're going to delay the launch. We're going to delay the start. We're going to come way in early. You're only going to get to fish 4 hours. Whatever. You can make some accommodations there to make an adjustment and kind of pinch it down some. But when you get a snowstorm, an ice storm, whatever you want to call it, it's going to be dangerous and treacherous travel for a pretty good long time. One of the interesting things that this Striped Bass Challenge does is, and they're tactically smart in doing this, and I've seen some catfish tournaments do this, I've seen them do it on Santee, is that they close off registration and well in advance of the tournament. And the reason for that is because a lot of people will wait to register for the tournament until they see what the weather is going to do. And it can significantly impair and impact how many people show up for the tournament when you do that. Because if I'm sitting here looking at the weather and I said, hey, I'm going to register the day of the tournament, a lot of people wouldn't have showed up for this tournament. You may have only had a couple boats, maybe some people that live on the water and, have boats in the water or something like that. So it's a good tactical deal to do. I've seen this done on Santee Cooper for catfish tournaments, so where they close it off so that people don't have the chance to back out in case of inclement weather. So, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. There's arguments to be made either way. Love to hear your opinion on that. Some people say if you leave it open to the last minute, you may get more people because most of the time you're going to have good weather. So, I don't know. Be curious to get your feedback on that. But what do you do? With this deal, you've got an ice storm. Do you postpone this tournament? Do you cancel it? Do you push it off until Sunday? I've got a guide trip that is coming up on Sunday, and it's up in the air right now. Originally it was looking like things were going to warm up tomorrow afternoon. Roads probably get a little bit dry, and then we were going later in the day, but it's almost like the forecast is going downhill. What do you do if it doesn't make it till, if the roads are still a mess on Sunday? There's the mentality of, listen, we're all grown ups. We're all big people. We're capable of making decisions ourselves. And, you need to be able to do that and use your own judgment. And there's an argument to be made there, and I get that. Captain's choice. I've heard that before. It's up to the captain to decide whether they're going or not. And to a large extent, I agree with that. I wouldn't let the entry fee or the money keep me from being safe and traveling. It's just like with the guide trip, I'm not going to risk my boat and my equipment and, my well-being to go out to make some money on a guide trip when it's bad weather. So, yeah, we're all grown-ups. But is it better for a tournament series like that? Does it show something, I don't know, better about the people that run it, that when they say, our fishermen are more important than having this tournament? All of these places, I'm pretty sure, are making money doing this. They're a business. And, they've got sponsors. They probably got stuff. A lot of scheduling goes into putting on one of these, between maybe you have vendors, maybe you have food, caterers, that kind of stuff. Maybe it's just a matter of finding an open weekend to do it. And if you all of a sudden undo it and say we're not doing it, then it may not happen. And that's one of the things of having, something during the snowy season, the bad weather season. It's not in the springtime, summer, granted, not the best time to do a striper tournament, but you're less likely to have the inclement weather in the form of frozen precipitation. Still got thunderstorms, still got some rain, but there's a big difference between a rainy striper tournament, catfish tournament, and one with ice or one with tornadoes and, 30-mile-an-hour sustained wind. So I'd love to get y'all's opinion on it, just what you think. I've kind of went back and forth on it. I understand if it's passing weather, thunderstorms, high winds, where do you draw the line? Which one is okay to let it go and we're just going to let people make up their own minds? And where is the line on, listen, we're smarter, we're better than this. We don't need to have a tournament in these conditions because we're putting our anglers' safety at risk. So, give me your feedback. Give me your thoughts. I'd love to hear what the take is on it. It'll be polarizing answers. I can tell you that. You're going to have the people that are like, it's boys have at it. We're grown men. We can make a decision on when we can go and when we can't go. And then there's going to be some people that you got to do the right thing and call it off, postpone it. And so, yeah, love to get your feedback on it. We do have, as we sit here and speak, there's going to be some bad weather coming through the south. A bunch of y'all, Kentucky, I think in Ohio, Virginia, West Virginia, have already got hammered with some stuff. We're getting it down here in the south, so you guys be very careful if you're out. I'm not going out fishing. I started to go this morning and just decided to come talk to you guys instead. I'll wait until the ice and stuff is gone. I didn't want to get caught out in it this afternoon. Got enough other stuff to take care of here before this stuff hits. It's not going to be horribly bad where we're at, but it's just enough to make a mess, put the roads in some bad shape, ice up some parking lots, that kind of thing. So if you're out, be careful. If you're on the water, be extra careful. Those ramps can get treacherous, especially with the cold temperatures. But if you're out there, enjoy yourself. It'll be a winter wonderland for a while anyway. So that's it for now. We'll catch you guys out on the water.